Let's explore building JSON application programming interfaces, also known as APIs, with Express. We will specifically focus on constructing representational state transfer, also known as REST APIs that transmit and receive JSON data. So, what exactly is JSON? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It is a lightweight, text-based data interchange format. It is easy for humans to read and write. It is also easy for machines to parse and generate. On the right is a basic JSON example. It contains key value pairs where name is John Doe, age is 30, city is New York, and skills is an array containing JavaScript and Node.js. Now let's delve into setting up Express specifically for JSON APIs. Some essential middleware components are required for this purpose. First, we need to install the Express framework. Then we configure JSON parsing. After that, we set proper headers. Finally, we handle cross-origin resource sharing, also known as SORS if needed. On the right is a basic setup of how to achieve this. First, we require the Express package. We then create an instance of Express by calling the Express function. We then parse JSON bodies using the Express.json middleware function. Finally, we start the server and make it listen on port 3000. Now let's discuss the process of creating GET Endpoints. GET requests are used to retrieve data from the server and return it as JSON. These are utilized for fetching resources without modifying the server state. A simple GET route is shown on the right. To create a GET route, we use the app-get function, which takes two arguments. The first argument is the path, and the second argument is a callback function. The callback function takes two arguments, request and response. In the callback function, we create a user's array that contains sample data. Finally, we respond with the JSON data by calling the response.json function, passing the user's array. Now let's shift our focus to creating POST endpoints. POST requests are used to send data to the server to create new resources. The request body contains JSON data that gets processed. On the right, we have an example to create a new user. Here we are using the app-post function to create a post route. The first argument is the path and the second argument is a callback function. Inside the callback function, we extract the name and email from the request body. After that, we create a new user object setting the ID, name, and email. Finally, we respond with the new user object with the status code of 201, indicating that a resource has been created. Now let's explore the process of handling request bodies in our API. Some features of handling request bodies are as follows: automatic JSON parsing, destructuring assignment, data validation, and error handling. An example of parsing JSON data is given. We can access the request body data using request.body. We can use destructuring to extract the name, price, and category from the request body. If the name or price is not provided, we return an error with a status code of 400, indicating a bad request. Now let's explore status codes and responses. Here are some common hypertext transfer protocol, also known as HTTP status codes. 200, which means OK, indicating success. 201 means created, indicating that a resource has been created. 400 means bad request, indicating invalid data. 404 means not found, indicating a missing resource. On the right is an example of setting these status codes. To respond with the status codes, we use the response.status function and then pass the JSON data to the response.json function. Let's review a comprehensive API example that integrates various concepts. This includes a complete representational state transfer, also known as REST API, that handles JSON data exchange with proper routing, middleware, and error handling. On the right is the full implementation. We require the Express package. We then create an instance of the Express application. We use the Express.json middleware. We then create a GET route to get all users responding with some sample user data. We then create a post route to create a new user, responding with the new user object. Finally, we make the application listen on port 3000. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.